सर ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं? हेलो हेलो जी, आ जाए सर। जी आज ओके सर। Today our keynote speaker is Dr. Shafqat Munir. He is one of the veteran and professional journalist. Nowadays he's heading a think tank. As soon as he joins, I will start the session. I think he's joining in a minute. सर भाई आपकी प्रेजेंटेशन तो नहीं है या आप बस जनरली बोलेंगे?
नहीं, प्रेजेंटेशन नहीं है क्योंकि
जी जी
आई बिलीव इन लर्निंग प्रोसेस एंड आजकल हमारी ट्रेनिंग्स चल रही हैं, अपनी भी टीओटी चल रही हैं।
जी
तो
जी जी
वो भी यही कहते हैं कि वंस इफ यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट अ ट्रेनिंग सेशन जो रोटरी में पहले हुआ करते थे, अब वो जो है इट इज़ अ बेसिकली इंटरेक्टिव डिस्कशन ऑन एनी पॉइंट between two people or the people involved in all the session in the training room. It is called now a learning process, a learning session. So that's why Rotary ने जो है वो अब इसको डिस्ट्रिक्ट ट्रेनर और इंटरनेशनल असेंबली ट्रेनर की बजाय उन्होंने लर्निंग फैसिलिटेटर, दे कॉल इट अ लर्निंग फैसिलिटेटर। तो मैंने पहले प्रेजेंटेशन बनाई थी, जब आपने मुझे कहा है ना, तो उसी वक्त बैठ के मैंने जो है वो कुछ बुलेट पॉइंट्स बनाए और फिर मैंने कहा कि नहीं, इट वुड बी अ इंटरेक्टिव डिस्कशन, क्योंकि हम बहुत ज़्यादा लोग हैं नहीं यहाँ पे, सारे सीनियर और प्रोफेशनल लोग बैठे हैं। तो हम देयर वुड बी आई विल फोकस ऑन 2 मेजर पॉइंट्स और उसी पे ही हम इंशाल्लाह डिस्कस करेंगे।
सर I think Dr. Shafqat Munir has joined. सर आपने ज्वाइन कर लिया? आप कैन यू हेयर अस, डॉक्टर शफकत मुनीर? यहाँ से ज्वाइन कर गए?
जी सर, ज्वाइन कर लिया।
जी सलाम सर, आर यू डू यू कैन यू लिसन अस डॉक्टर साहब? यहाँ से अनम्यूट कर दो फिलहाल।
सर अनम्यूटेड है, उनकी को वॉइस।
जी सर, आपको आवाज आ रही है हमारी?
जी जी आ रही है, मेरी आवाज आ रही है आपको?
जी आपकी आवाज आ रही है, ठीक है। So we are
जी
starting the session.
जी
Our today's agenda is on display. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Very warm welcome, Rotarians from District 3272 and 3271. And I think from Zone 1B also, a few of our colleagues will be joining. Today we have a keynote speaker, Dr. Shafqat Munir. He is one of the most prominent journalists and scholar. I will introduce him when his turn comes, but I'm just giving a preview of today's agenda. After Dr. Shafqat Munir, we'll request इसको थोड़ा सा ऊपर कर दो. We'll request PDG Saifullah Ijaz Chaudhry, ARRFC Zone 1B, to share his thoughts on showcasing community work through media, building trust to enhance donations for Rotary Foundation. Then I will request DG and Shakil Kaim Khani from District 3271 to share his thoughts on community service and media engagement. Then Kashif Rafi, ARPIC, will discuss the effective use on social media. And lastly, I will give an overview of significance of media engagement. After my talk, there will be a Q&A session, and then we'll be ending our fifth and final session on the public image online training. So now I would like to request Dr. Shafqat Munir. Giving an overview of Dr. Shafqat Munir, he is in fact my teacher. I've basically studied one of a course from him on ethics in journalism when I was doing my MS in mass communication. He is currently head of InfoChange Media think tank. Formerly worked with leading media outlets, including the news. He is an amazing person. He's a scholar, journalist, thinker, writer, and most importantly, he is my teacher. So I would like to request Sir Dr. Shafqat Munir to give his thoughts on media engagement and social service. Sir, please.
Thank you, Imran, for the wonderful information. Wonderful in the sense that, I also have a pride that you from my student is, mashallah, doing well at internationally, regionally, and of course, nationally. So I'm always feel pride in discussing with you, in talking to you and connecting you. And thank you, Rotarians from across the districts. I'm here and I have to speak on a very important topic, which is very close to my heart. Because as Imran introduced me, my one background is that I'm a media person, practically and theoretically also a media teacher. Plus, I have an experience of working with international organizations, including United Nations and other international organizations, Oxfam, ActionAid International, in my regional and global role, where I have seen the social service, and I have seen closely the media, and I have seen where both can correlate and co-act and react in the positive direction for the people, for society, to close a lot of negativities around. So that's important. If you look at, if you say media engagement, if somebody is doing media engagement at one part, that's a different, phenomena. And the other is media's engagement in social service as a media. So both, I'll speak on both ways. One is that we have to engage media space. Why we need engaging media for development of the society? Because media mirrors the reflections of society, and it has a feedback mechanism from it's a very premise of being a socially connected outlet through various reporters and others. They have their hands on the pulse of society. So that's why media is important. Media's engagement is important. I am not talking about here role of media. When we talk about role of media, it generally comes to the mind that whenever you have any activity, media will come and media will cover you. So it is more than covering an event, because when we talk about the social service, it is not covering a seminar. It's not covering an event by media. When we say media engagement in this context, to me, frankly, is that media becomes part of the service. And again, there are, when I was having these discussions with some of my media colleagues, there are two point of views or school of thoughts here, even in the media scholars and the practitioners. One say that media is a corporate entity. Media should not be part of development or part of social work. It is, it is like any industry. This is one point of view. But there is another point of view that media is a corporate, it's industry, but what it sells, what is its mandate, and who are the media's buyer and consumer? They are not the person who buy things or a physical thing, but they buy information, and information coming from media is directly or indirectly linked to the society. That's why when we talk about media, we say media entertains, educates, and connects. Now the connection part is most important. And when you see media's engagement in social service, what is that? Let me just talk a little bit about the social service. Rotarians know more than me because you are part of the social service. You are not a profit-oriented organization. And similarly, I work with a lot of non-profits in my global and regional role. I have seen that social work is something which is beyond the corporate interest. It is serving the communities. Why we serve the communities? Because uh, resources are generated or resources belong to the people and the land or the people living in a particular territory. Somebody can amass that resources, but we have to return to society. If we are using the natural resources, for example, if companies are using groundwater and they are digging up water, they produce bottled water or they use it, they earn money out of it, they earn a lot of profits out of it. If, for example, Pakistan has a resource, we are milk producing country, fifth largest milk producing country, and if companies use these kind of resources from here and they get profit, who is going to pay back? So the social service is paying back to society. Whatever those who are in this talk, and I'm myself, I have been benefited a lot from society, people in society to whom I have not paid any penny, but as a responsible citizen, they coached me, they give me some time, and similarly, I go and teach my students. So that's the paying back mechanism that is reflected in social service. When social service is a paying back mechanism, not a profit-oriented mechanism, then certainly media's engagement in social service should be at par, like the persons or the leaders. So media has a leadership role as well, in the sense that on social causes, media takes leads. My other colleagues, those who have a standpoint that media should be just a standby and they should look at events from outside and they should not be part of it. Partly they are right, because the media needs to be objective, media needs to be independent, media needs to be unbiased. But sometime, in the interest of the communities, media has to take a bias, a positive bias, which is marginalized people, raising voice for marginalized people. Climate change is impacting all of us around the world. But if media talks about climate change impact, which harms the global south, and within the country, our south, for example, the areas, the villages, or the underdeveloped areas in Pakistan or in any country or globally, if you look at the global south, then we see that they are paying the brunt of climate change even without being the big polluters. And big polluters have the responsibility to pay back. Similarly, media can raise these issues in service in terms of social services. What is that? The biggest social service is that if there is a debate on adaptation, media can tell people or those who are doing social service that please, you are a company, you want to do social service, come here and invest in these areas, because these areas are to adapt to climate change. And such areas where people are, we have floods in 22, we have floods in Libya, we have even New York was drowned last month. So these things are happening around. So everything cannot be done by paying money. Social service is the first call of action. Wherever, even if it is a rich country or poor country, that doesn't matter. Immediately to rescue, always two people reach at once. Once the media reaches, because they have to cover the event, and secondly, the local philanthropists come in to help people, like Rotary Club. They have a lot of people walking around on ground. Similarly, other charities, if you look at that, they also support it. In my study on 2020 flood, I have given the idea that unless the 2010, in contrast to the 2010, this year 22 flood has been a different one because that was led by the local philanthropists, not the international community. Because major international community outlets were either gone back from the country because of the policies, or they did not put in money which was required. I would quote here, and I have quoted in my paper also in the contrast. In 2010, we had $3 billion in aid for supporting the people hit by the floods. But what happened in 2022? We only could draw 300 million in the first 2-3 months. And later on, $9 billion were committed in Geneva. All are all are loans, not aid or grants. Because now the money pot is becoming shorter and the demand is high. Because now all countries, whether they are the developed countries or developing, they are facing the brunt of climate change in terms of manifestation is floods, droughts, and many other things. They need money. So money is short, people need more. So that's why here comes an important role of social service. We have to have a social service network strengthened, backed by a strong media campaigns and media engagement. Media here should take part as partner. I would quote, as I quoted the examples from the development and humanitarian side, now I would like to quote some of good examples from the media side. If you look at BBC, Al Jazeera, DW, Deutsche Welle television or radio, or even for that matter, Voice of America, all the big, the media outlets, they have set up their own public service engagements and messaging. And even in Pakistan, if many of us are from Pakistan, we should know that 10 PAMRA rules, when a television applies for a license, they have to give 10% space available for the social services. But are we utilizing it, or they allowing it to us? They will only allow when we will be the claimant. So this is the social sector which has to be the claimant of this space. This space is available, but we are not ready for it. So my humble request is that with this engagement part, we should, for social service, we should not opt for the advertisement. We should not give media a kind of a leverage which they can take from the corporates. Social sector is a mediatory sector which can play this role by claiming that 10% space, which is available for the television sector in Pakistan by law. Secondly, if you look at the media's own theory, which is social responsibility theory. Media has 4 theories. Because paucity of time, I would not go much on the other side, but I will focus the very relevant theory of media, which is social media, which is a social responsibility of media, which means media is socially responsible to the social services and social causes. And that reflects into the law, the PAMRA law in Pakistan for television. Similarly, there is an unconventional, unwritten law across the world when we talk about the media ethics, that at least 20% of the space should go for social services. 80% should be divided between the two. One is the reactive space. The second one is the proactive space. Objective, reactive, and proactive. So in that way, there are 3 spaces. For proactive space, that media space should be at least 20%, where journalists have a liberty, or the social sector people has a liberty to use this space. But again, the dilemma is that this 20% space is unutilized, like the 10% of television space for social services there. So this space remains unfulfilled until we claim for it. So now we have to raise our profile. We have to raise our social works profile, that they should utilize this available space in media. Then we can really think about engaging media in a real sense, which is beyond the corporate interest. side. So that is the proactive thing. For proactive thing, our social sector people, or the social people, those who are in social sector, social services, they should create they should create a demand to utilize this space. How can they claim this space? They should write proactively from the communities, from their work. They should profile it, highlight it, so that media can take them up as a cause, and it should be scaled up. Once this is scaled up, this media engagement will be in a real-time media engagement in social services. So that's a brief kind of my view on that, but I'll be happy to answer more questions. Thank you, Imran. Over to you.
Thank you very much, sir. Honestly speaking, very enlightening and very informative talk. And I would like to request, if anybody has a question, they can raise hands and I will give them opportunity to speak. So if there's any question, please, because we wanted to have an interactive session. And I would like that after every speaker, there should be a Q&A as well. So anybody wants to ask any question, please raise your hands on the screen, or in fact, in the icon, not on the screen. So we are online. So अगर कोई सवाल है, तो please आप पूछ सकते हैं. Is there any question, or we should move ahead?
No, don't have any question. But Imran Ghaznavi, you were there at the time with us on television when I was there. And just now we have listened to, this used to happen on PTV. This was like an informal educational programs that PTV used to relay. It's not happening anymore. Yeah, and this is not happening anymore. You must be remembering current affairs programs like Vasile Rozgar Ke, in which small shops ideas were given to people how to for income generation. Then there was a documentary a long time back about global climatic change and how it would affect the future. And there were programs on agriculture. People used to benefit from the global climatic change programs, and they used to do their irrigation on time. These things, they're just not there. And with the other side, where the social media is active, we just get sizzling topics. And when you go through the whole process of listening, there's nothing in it. And it is purely political nowadays. All we have is political talk shows. Yes, I very much agree with Dr. Shafqat Munir. What he's talking about is that people can be educated, society can become better. Hello?
Thank you very much, ma'am, for your insightful comment. I would like to give you an example. At Agra, sir, what we've done this year, that in the last couple of months, that we have wrote to Pemra that winter is coming, and the use of LPG and gas becomes very tricky when there's a load shedding in gas, and the gas comes in and there are a lot of incidents. So we have sent a TVC to Pemra, and then we have sent the messages to PTA, which have been relayed on television as well as, and I think this is the first public service, the first government organization, and as far as the regulators are concerned, that we have done this, and we have in fact obtained around 20 million airtime. So thank you very much, sir. I think Osama wants to ask a question. Osama, I'm just unmuting you. So if you want to ask a question, please, but be brief. Sama Tarek, you want to ask a question? Please unmute yourself.
Yes.
And
Hello, Salam.
Ji.
Hello, Assalamu alaikum. Imran, how are you? I'm fine. Basically, I want to tell you that media is showing the negativity in the approaches and the educational view, which will provide the positive manner in the education point of view. Things are very much important nowadays, as we know that new generation are occurring with engaging with social media and other activities, so they can get great things in their mind through the media portfolio. And media is also showing a great importance role in educating the new generation, and also the one who are not engaging with socially with pupils and other members, they
I
can
request you
engage.
to be a little brief because we have to proceed.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, Osama. Your point of view has
Thank-
been taken. Thank you very much for your enlightened comments. Now, I would like to request PGD Saifullah Ijaz Chaudhry, one of the stars of the district and the Rotary Pakistan and, in fact, Rotary International, to share his thoughts on the topic which has been assigned to him. Over to you, Saif bhai.
Thank you very much, Imran bhai, and I must congratulate you and your team, specifically Imran Ghaznavi and Syed Kashif Rafi. You are doing a marvelous job, and it is a need of time indeed. I would be talking on showcasing community work through social media, building trust to enhance donation for Rotary Foundation. Before going into the details, I would like to mention and would like to tell you, Imran bhai, that I was in 2019, I was attending a regional meeting at Bangkok, and my point of view was one-liner. If your image is not acceptable to the community, you cannot have a good membership. And once you drop, you are dropping down a good membership, then you cannot have a good giving. Therefore, this is a key element, and it was missing, by the way. Thank you very much once again for your keen interest, and it is basically beyond the keen interest, and you have this. In fact, you have changed the public image concept. You both, Kashif and you especially. Now, I basically this is a Zoom training session. Therefore, I may not be able to interact like in a room, but I was intended to do this thing. We all are senior Rotarians here, and I will not go in the detail of establishment of Rotary International and establishment of Rotary Foundation, but for the sake of communication, I would like to mention that it was Rotary International Foundation was flapper ridden in 1920, and Rotary Foundation has an incredible rich history steeped into benevolence and community outreach. However, today's digital age introduces a new wave of challenges, and this is a major and important thing, as our very dear Dr. Shafqat mentioned in his talk, that there is space is available, and we need to capture that space intelligently. Now, what are the challenges? Like increased practicism, and digital inequality. This is a major challenge nowadays, making it more essential for us to drive and trust and donations to keep us afloat. Now, once we enter in a social media, then the helping hand virtually everyone is a philanthropic. And once we are talking about philanthropic world knows they need to cozy up as well. With this virtual platform, we can connect, engage, and inspire, magnifying our community impact tenfold. And this is what you both are doing, mashallah. Now I will talk about importance of showcasing community work on social media. Why it is that much important. Now, in this era, specifically post-COVID era, is not just a telling a story. It is basically two-way things. Storytelling with some good optics of your community work. And that's the insight. That's all about. Once you have a good story and you have good optics to show the public, to show the community, to show the world that you are doing good in the world with a nicely crafted story, then it would be possible to increase, to enhance more donations for our Rotary Foundation. Now, one of the magic tonic. What is the magic tonic for our story? A relevance of visual testimony. Relevance of visual testimony is a magic tonic. Once, as I mentioned, once we have a story, once we have done something good for the community, and have, as we always mention, that Rotary response, and we are people of action. Once we have some visual, getting some good optics, having a people of action in those photos, then it will definitely create a good impact. Now, my next point in my talk is encourage active engagement. This is very important. And I will request all my Rotarians and Rotary leaders, let's get social on the media. This is very important. If I personally talk about a social media, I will talk specifically. If I talk about social media, there are few medias which I used to use. It is a Facebook, it is WhatsApp group, it is Instagram. But once I am talking about showing up a good work to the community, to the world, to the rest of the world, then I must have a public outreach. I must have that social media where public can reach to your posts, to your work, and to your optics. This is very important. My next important thing is creating a sustaining interest. It becomes much easier. Make your content addictive. Just I will mention here a Netflix. अब अगर आप देखेंगे कि Netflix आया और अचानक से वो पूरी दुनिया में it is one of the best media जिसमें हमारी youngsters और जनरल पब्लिक देखती है. उसकी वजह क्या है? उसका मेजर कंटेंट, कि उसने अपना जो कंटेंट है वो एडिक्टिव बनाया. लिहाजा हमारा we need to create and sustain to sustain interest. We need to create addictive content. Content is very important. Now, what are the techniques to build trust and interest through social media? It is as I already mentioned, it is a storytelling and personal narrative, and be as transparent as a sheet of glass. Rotary is obviously a transparent organization, and having this is, if I'm not wrong, this is 16th consecutive year of #1 organization declared by Charity Navigator, who are the rating organization of charitable organization, and Rotary is #1. Therefore, we need to be very transparent when we are showcasing our community work. We need to be honest. We need to be transparent like a sheet of glass, and practice regular engagement. This is also very important. User-generated content and regular interaction. When you create a two-way dialogue, you are telling your audiences they matter, their opinion matters, and this is very much important. And then what we need to do, it is converting social media visibility into donation, and this is today's topic. This is today's talk. How we can convert our social media campaigns, how we can convert our good work which we have done for the community around the globe, how we can convert it into donation. I will mention integrate the donation calls to action in social media content. Slip them into your post like a secret intelligence. Make it easy, make it compelling, and then partner up with and collaborate with those organizations like Hoover, like Celani. Our very dear director has already done this thing. They have a reach. Up to the grassroots level. Therefore, it is definitely it works. And then we need to have a case study. Once we are talking about donations, once we are talking about giving, then we need to have some case study. If anyone knows about ALS challenge, it was basically ice bucket challenge. It's in this ice bucket challenge, in 24 hours, 115 million were donated and were collected. And this is one of the example of case study. Therefore, we need to analyze all the things, all the social media campaigns, and we need to have an interactive content which must compel the reader that they may be a Rotarian or they may donate to Rotary Foundation. And my request to all the Rotarians that we have, मैं हमेशा से ये कहा करता हूँ कि ऐसा हो नहीं सकता कि हमारे जो है वो हर किसी का एक ऐसा बंदा, एक ऐसा रिलेशन, हमारा दोस्त, हमारी फैमिली में ऐसे लोग ना हो जिनको हम रोटरी में ना ला सकें और जिनको हम मोटिवेट ना कर सकें कि रोटरी फाउंडेशन को जो है वो डोनेट करें। मैं सबसे ये रिक्वेस्ट करूंगा कि अपने जो सोशल मीडिया अकाउंट्स हैं उनको जो है वो पब्लिक अकाउंट्स बनाएं, क्योंकि जो है वो देखें, अगर मैं ये कहता हूँ कि मेरी कोई भी जो मैंने अच्छे ऑप्टिक्स क्रिएट करने हैं अपने किसी कम्युनिटी वर्क के, जो कि कंपेलिंग वर्क है, जो कि एंगेजिंग और जो है वो उसकी व्यूज हैं, तो मुझे जो है वो पोस्ट जो है वो किसी ऐसे मीडियम पे यूज करनी चाहिए जिसके ऊपर पब्लिक आउटरीच हो। तो हमारे जो अकाउंट्स हैं, हमें वो मीडिया यूज करना चाहिए जो पब्लिक जिसमें रीच आउट ज्यादा कर सके। देयरफॉर और जो भी हमारी रोटरी की कंपेलिंग स्टोरीज हैं, जो भी रोटरी की हमारी गुड वर्क्स हैं, एंड आई विल रिक्वेस्ट यू ऑल स्पेसिफिकली कि हम रिसेंटली 22 में फ्लड से गुजरे हैं, So we have initiated a Rotary Pakistan Smart Villages. So it should be a word of mouth now in Pakistan and out of Pakistan. That's all. And मैं फिर से शुक्रिया अदा करूंगा इमरान आपका कि आपने बहुत अच्छा जो है वो इनिशिएटिव लिया है और इसको जारी रखें. एंड आई एम श्योर इंशाल्लाह समडे हमारी जो campaigns हैं, definitely we would be able to convert our campaigns, to convert our posts into donations, inshallah. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Saif, for your insightful talk and a very informative details you have imparted. In fact, the course which we have designed is especially for the club presidents, club secretaries, club public amateurs, district public amateur and their teams. And then we've also involved all the Rotarians, those who wanted to publicly promote Rotary to have one voice, one brand, with one voice, one brand concept. So thank you very much for your talk, and we can have a very this is the November is the foundation month, and we can design the activity. Still we have got I think at least 18 days, so we can design a program, we can design a walk in Lahore. Lahore is a fog, but still smog, but still we can have walks in Lahore, Karachi, Islamabad, and all cities. And I think I see Dr. Shahina is with us, Kaim Khani, DG and Kaim Khani Saab with us. Then we have got the PDG Tehzeeb Saab. Let's work together, design walks, and try to create awareness and try to showcase what Rotary is doing, and then try to generate donations for the Rotary Foundation. So thank you very much once again, Saif, for your insightful talk, and inshallah we'll be, as you are international learning facilitator, so we will be bothering you for future interactions as well. Thank you very much. And now I would like to invite DGN from District 3271, Shakil Kaim Khani Saab, to enlighten us with his thoughts on media and the media engagement and the social service and or the community engagement. Shakil bhai, please, the mic is over to you.
Thank you, Imran bhai. Thank you for giving me a chance for sharing.
Are you with us?
Yes, sir. Hello.
Kashif, Shakil bhai was.
Hello. मेरी आवाज आ रही है?
जी आ रही है शकील भाई, आपकी आवाज आ रही है. प्लीज गो अहेड.
थैंक यू इमरान भाई.
आपकी स्क्रीन नहीं आ रही, आपकी स्क्रीन ब्लैंक है. जी अब आ रही है. जी आपकी तस्वीर भी आ रही है और आवाज भी आ रही है.
Thank you so much for giving me a chance for sharing my thoughts on community services. Basically, Rotary is a global network of 1.4 million neighbors, friends, leaders, and problem solvers who see a world where people unite and take actions to create lasting change across the globe in our communities and ourselves. Solving real problems takes real community commitment and vision. Community services is the opportunity Rotary clubs have to implement club projects and activities that improve life in the local community. Every Rotary club and every Rotarian assume a responsibility to find ways to improve the quality of the life for those in their communities and to serve the public interest. When Rotary is viewed as a positive force in the community, its membership strengthens and grows, adding to organizations' ability to serve worldwide. Community services engages the and fosters the ideal of service to the personal, business, and community life of every Rotarian. Provides opportunity for every Rotarian to exemplify service above self. provides a chance to respond the needs of local community. Effective community service projects are relevant to the community service as learning experience for Rotarians, help identify a Rotary Club's role in its community, respond to real issues, offer more than a quick fix, improve community members' lives, incorporate the abilities of those who are served, recognize the contribution of all participants are supported by members of the club. Community services unpaid work performed by the person or group of people for the benefits and betterment of their community without any form of compensation. We are basically problem solvers. Together, we apply our professional experience and personal commitment to tackle our community's most persistent problems, finding new effective ways to enhance health, stability, and prosperity across the globe. बेसिकली हम लोग तो प्रॉब्लम सॉल्वर हैं, तो इसमें कम्युनिटी के अंदर कम्युनिटी को इस वक्त जरूरत भी हमारी ही है. तो कम्युनिटी के लिए जो हमारे रोटरी के पास जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं या जो हम लोग काम कर सकते हैं, उसमें हमारे पास बहुत चांस भी है. और ये बेसिकली हमारी जो ट्रेनिंग चल रही है पब्लिक इमेज ट्रेनिंग है. तो अगर हम कम्युनिटी में काम करेंगे और कम्युनिटी के लिए काम करेंगे तो इसमें ऑटोमेटिकली हमारी सर्विस जो है, हमारी जो पब्लिक जो इमेज जो है हमारा पब्लिक में, वो और ज़्यादा बेहतर होता चला जाएगा. और इसी तरह जिस तरह मुझे जो टॉपिक दिया गया था सेकेंडली मीडिया इंगेजमेंट, तो मैं सैफ भाई से बिल्कुल मुत्तफिक हूँ कि इस वक्त हमें इस चीज़ की भी बहुत ज़्यादा ज़रूरत है कि हमारे जो प्रोजेक्ट्स हैं, हम जो कम्युनिटी में काम कर रहे हैं, वो भी हमारे जो जिस तरह हमारे एक इमेज बनता है मीडिया के अंदर, वो मीडिया के अंदर चाहे वो सोशल मीडिया हो, चाहे हमारा प्रिंट मीडिया हो, तो उसमें वो चीज़ें नहीं हो रही जो होना चाहिए. तो इसलिए मैं सैफ भाई की बात से इत्तफाक करूंगा कि इसमें हमें काम करने की बेइंतहा ज़रूरत भी है इस वक्त कि कम्युनिटी सर्विसेज में काम करें और उसको हम लोग अपने पब्लिश करें अखबारात में भी और सोशल मीडिया पर भी. हम अपने अकाउंट जो जिस तरह सैफ भाई ने कहा कि हम अपने अकाउंट जो है पब्लिक करें, ज़्यादा से ज़्यादा लोग जिनका ज़्यादा आउटरीच हो हमारे पब्लिक की, तो इसी तरह हमारा काम चलता रहे और हमारी पब्लिक के लिए हम रोटरी का एक इमेज बेहतर कर सकें. तो मैं इतना ही कहना चाहूँगा. तो इसके लिए मैं आखिर में आपको ये एक खिराज तहसीन पेश करूंगा इमरान भाई कि आपने एक बहुत अच्छा स्टेप लिया है और ये एक बहुत ज़रूरी चीज़ थी. लेकिन इसके अंदर जो मैं देख रहा हूँ कि इसमें जितनी इन्वॉल्वमेंट होनी चाहिए हमारे रोटेरियंस की, वो रिजल्ट यहाँ पर नज़र नहीं आ रहा. जिस तरह आपने कहा कि हमने प्रेसिडेंट्स के लिए ये किए, तो प्रेसिडेंट्स की तादाद बहुत कम है. तो वो इसलिए हमें जो अभी यहाँ पर हमारे डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर्स और डिस्ट्रिक्ट गवर्नर इलेक्ट और नॉमिनी सारे ही तकरीबन मौजूद होते हैं. तो ये हमारा भी फर्ज बनता है कि हम अपने क्लब्स को इस चीज़ के ऊपर बाउंड करें, कोई इस किस्म की ट्रेनिंग जो भी आ रही हो तो इस किस्म की ट्रेनिंग में ज़्यादा हिस्सा ले सकें. मैं एक बार फिर आपका बहुत बहुत शुक्रिया अदा करता हूँ. थैंक यू सो मच.
Thank you very much, Shakil bhai. Thank you very much for your insightful talk. And I believe that this is coming from the heart. And jo cheez dil se aati hai, wo asar rakhti hai. Thank you very much once again. And now I would like to invite Syed Kashif Rafi, ARPIC, to tell us about the effective use of social media. Yasir, inko access de do for presentation. Kashif will run a presentation. So Kashif, you have 15 minutes, and after you, I will share the thoughts on media engagement. Ji Kashif, over to you.
Thank you, Imran bhai. Thank you very much, and Assalamu alaikum and a very good evening, everyone. My session is all about how to effectively leverage social media in getting the amount of public image, creating a positive perception about Rotary, and making sure that everybody knows what good we are doing across the world and especially in Pakistan in both the districts. So it's not that one club should not celebrate or should not post activities of the club. We have to leverage each other's strong points, strong projects, and where we can partner with. This can be across same district, this can be across both the districts. So we need to be very active about how we use social media. So I have a very short presentation. The presentation will actually highlight, I will share some stats with you people so that you can understand how big is the social media has been in the last couple of years. All right. So starting with this, the topic is unleashing Rotary impact through social media advantage. All right. So what the first question is eventually that remains is, what is digital reach? How you can effectively reach out to people. Currently in the current environment, what we have right now and the amount of digital space we are occupying, the current economy stands at $303 trillion in terms of the e-commerce and the global digital economy. There are 3.8 billion users globally. Now, I'm talking about globally, over 60% of which 60% use at least one or the other social media platform on daily basis. So that means we can leverage the 1.5 million Rotarians that we can leverage these 3.8 billion users to come and see what Rotary does. So this is all about what globally is happening. Now these are the few stats that are published every year by HubSpot. It's a V social report. So in terms of this is now, we come back to Pakistan. We focus on the total population is 238 million, out of which 191 million are the cellular mobile services users. That means 80% of the population has a mobile phone, out of which 36.7% have access to internet, and out of which 30% are utilizing. That is 71.7 million people are on one platform or the other on daily basis using social media. So we can reach to 71 million people and tell them about what Rotary does. Now, this does not necessarily mean these are the people who will partner with us. These are the both sides of the coin. That means some of them will be, let's say, 10% of them will be people who can actually contribute to Rotary, while the rest of the 90% will be the people that need those resources, that need those projects, that needs those community building aspects that we do. So with social media, we can leverage so much. Now, out of the internet users that we have in Pakistan, 36% users are percentage of the total population. Year-on-year change, that means on yearly basis, we are growing by 5%. Mobile internet users that use shared services via mobile, 99% of these people use their social media accounts through their mobile devices. All right, so number of social media users in Pakistan stand at 71 million, 30% is the total population occupying. Social media users in terms of population that is aged 18 and plus is 39%. These are staggering numbers which we can leverage our club projects. If we properly showcase our projects, we can reach out to so many people. Social media users versus total internet users is at 82%. Female figure has also grown up by 28%, but now it stands at 28% and year-on-year increasing. It is a more than 5% increase that is in the detailed report. And similarly, males social media users. All right, so of the total population that Pakistan has that actually accesses social media, 86% uses Facebook. 86% people on our Facebook. That's why we tell our clubs that to at least have your Facebook page. A, first have your Facebook page. B, then start posting on your Facebook page. Any project you do, you can post your meetings as well, but try to keep it focused in terms of project. Show what we are. We are people of action. So this is one of the elements that is important when you are leveraging your social media. So 86% of the total mobile users of Pakistan are on Facebook. So in second place is Twitter, which is now X, stands at almost 11.5%, and the rest are meager, less than 1%. So our focus should be on Facebook, where most of the population is there, where social networking happens, and there are other things that go on. So we can leverage the population that is seeing, and we can project a positive image of Rotary. That is the whole idea. Purpose is for a club to utilize social media platform, post their projects, post their aspects, post their community service projects, other aspects that do in the clubs, not necessarily projects, networking dinners and so on. This will attract other people to seek what Rotary is. You have shown your projects. Now you are grabbing attention. The purpose is to grab attention of donors, of philanthropists, of businessmen, or corporate professional, of other social organizations, whether to partner with us, or they can fund our projects, or they can point to us where people are actually in need of certain aspect. Rotary works in 7 areas of focus, and there is nothing in the world that is outside those areas of focus. So 86% on Facebook. So every club having a Facebook page, projecting its projects, showcasing its projects, will leverage in terms of creating a positive impact. All right. In terms of, now let's talk about how can we do this. Tangible impact in real time, capture the heartbeat of our project with real-time update. So whenever you do a project, you try to keep your project, whenever the project is, if it's a longer project, say it's for span for 3 months or a year or so, to give regular updates. Now, on the right side, you will see a picture of one of our club projects that was on oral health that is currently going on. So we are actually focusing on the action of the project. What is actually the project doing? Not the pictures of our club members sitting and having fun or taking group photos. We only focus on the pictures of actually showing people or club members or volunteers, rotractors, interactors in action, showing what the project is. So post with images have 2.3 more times of engagement than those without. So basic text won't do. You need very strong visuals in terms of attracting people. Even normally, if you use your Facebook or any other social media platform, whenever you see a good picture or you see a good video, you stop and see it for a second, maybe 5 seconds, but you stop. So that is where your attention is. That's what we call attention grabbers. That is where the social media and the post has been able to grab your attention and push you to stop there, have a look, and then maybe if it is pertinent to you, you may open other links or you may review it in details. Even if it is not, then you have actually paused and seen. And that will keep you in your mind that in case someone asks or someone talks about it, you will remember that you saw something like that. So post with images, that is very essential. But people of action images, stories, interactive content is needed. You should have a dynamic narrative where you can talk to people. People should be able to hold there and watch what you're saying or watch or see what you're doing. It is very important to have stories and posts that attract attention, that grab attention, but on the same time, they project a powerful message. Visual impacts, that's what we talked about. We carried from over there. Videos, infographics, compelling images actually grab the attention, and that what makes the project unforgettable in your own eyes as well, in the eyes of the audience that you are attracting, and in the terms of people. So if you tweet something about a project, make sure you include an image, because 150% more retweets are for tweets with images rather than without images. So it is essential that you should understand, that's what I've been continuously saying, that is very essential that we focus on putting out content that is A, very communicative, B, has a story built into it. That means your pictures or your videos tell a story of what you're doing and how you're doing. And third, obviously, what you're doing in the project. So this is what creates a compelling story. Storytelling is it's a modern day, it's not a modern day fairy tale. People have been telling stories for thousands of years. We have all read stories when we were child and so on. Some actually gave intuition to us, some created an imaginary world for us. But in these days, in the modern days, the storytelling is what gives your project, gives your club, gives your district, gives your zone a meaningful impact. That this is what I'm doing, and this is how I'm doing it, and this is my compelling story. This is my story. This is my district story. This is my country story, where we talk about projects that actually have leverage, because in terms of current this year's theme, we are here to create hope in the world. So this what creates hope. Your content, your stories, the how you leverage visuals actually tell you that you are trying to create hope in the world. At the same time, whenever you post, Facebook has an inbuilt metric system that actually gives you a detailed analysis about every post. So what we posted will show you how many impressions. Impressions is how many times people have seen it. Engagement is how many people have time has stopped and looked at your project, and post reach is how many people have seen it. So you get a lot of stats. So those stats will make you understand which post is performing, is showing audience, is shown to more audience, or which post is not shown to more audience. So in the overall context, you will be able to understand which project was more effective, or which project's visuals, stories, videos were more effective, and which was not. So you can review it, tweak your post, and thus you will able to come with a comprehensive strategy to create a positive public image about Rotary and give a positive understanding to people how Rotary and what Rotary is doing. And that's the part of my presentation. I wanted to keep it quite short so that people can understand. My purpose was to give you basic couple of things. A, it is important to have very attractive visuals, content, digital content, and your content narrative should be dynamic so that you are able to understand the digital journey. This is also a journey for everyone. So whenever someone comes to your page, it should feel like they're going through a journey, they're going through time, and they are looking into things that are making impact and that are creating hope in the world. Thank you very much, everyone. And the floor is back to our dear ARPIC Imran Ghaznavi Saab. And if you have any questions, I'm more than available. Thank you. Very kind of you for listening to me.
Thank you very much, Kashif. We'll open the floor for questions after my talk. Thank you very much once again for your insightful talk. And I think we can have a separate session on social media analytics and how to use social media. So we will organize a special session on this after the completion of this module. Thank you very much. My topic is the media engagement, and I will not go into much details because I can talk and talk and talk on media engagement. I will give you certain rules and a brief, and then we can have a floor open for question answer session. So the more clarity will come in. Before I move upon the talk which I am going to give, two things I've picked up from the talk. One, Dr. Shafqat Munir has said, make media part of the process. Don't focus that media will come in, cover your stories, publish it, and that's it. No, please involve media, make them part of your process, make them really feel your story. And once they're on your side, they always think, believe in Rotary and the work, the great work you all are doing, because you all are people of action. You all are selfless people. You all are philanthropists, and you are here to help communities in need. And what a wonderful, wonderful act you're doing. You are selfless people. You are selfless individuals, those who feel pain for the community, for the people, those who need. And what a wonderful job you're doing. You have to just showcase. And you will not be showcasing your projects, your work for publicity. No, you are showcasing your work for the people, those who wanted to jump in to the good cause, helping people, but they don't find any avenues. Make them, attract them, become a magnet, attract them by showcasing your projects, by telling your story, that they join you in helping people in need. And once we get a lot of good people, those who wanted to dedicate their work, their time, their money for communities, we will make this world a wonderful place to live. So let's coming back to my talk on the media. Media is, in fact, a very ruthless entity. They have no passion. They just report what they see. They just report what they hear. They report the facts. We need to handle them very, very carefully. So handling media is a very tricky job. It's not that easy. As we all are exposed to variety of information, which may be biasly fed to the media men, because every person has her own perspective. Every person has his or her own biases, and then they can feed the wrong or biased information to media persons, because the perspectives always on the both sides. So many stakeholders have different perspectives, and then they set the agenda to pursue their objectives and feed false information, or in fact a biased information to media. And then if media, because media persons are looking for stories, they are just like a businessman. Once I met a businessman. He was an international businessman. He's a Canadian, and he told me that look, Imran, money is burning in my pockets, and I wanted to invest and wanted to have a good return. So similarly, media persons are looking for stories. They need to understand that they're looking for, and we need to understand that what type of information we need to package to make it a good newsworthy story. So rule number one is spokesmen never sleep. So the people, those who are dealing with media on behalf of the organizations, on behalf of any entity, they don't sleep. They have to be available for the media persons. So never keep any call, email, message, WhatsApp message, whatever, unattended, because media person, they have to file for the story. They are in, and the time of the news has become very short. They need response, and if the story is filed without your perspective, without your version, and then you're gone. Then you can do whatever you want to do to undo that. But once the story is gone, it's gone. So keep your channels of communication open. Never ever keep any response, any unattended message for the media persons. And secondly, never offend the media persons, no matter how rude he or she is. Media persons, if you need to see the press conferences with the Prime Minister and the ministers and the dignitaries, media persons go spot on, straight. And their questions are very pointed and often offend. But the good spokespersons, the good leadership always stay calm. They never offend the media persons, and they work around the reply, and then they always give the information which is required to be given. And it's not always there that whatever media person asks, you give the exactly the straight answer. You have to work around with your answers. Then thirdly, if you don't have an answer, always tell the media person that you will come back. It's not important that if they ask you a question, you straight away reply no. If you don't have the answer, you tell them you will come back, and then you go back to the right people, those who know the factual position. And if you are mandated the job, being the spokesperson or the being person, those who interact with media, then you give the reply. But and that time frame is also to be very, very short. Not that you tell them, okay, I'll come back next day or a week. No, if the question comes on your table from the media person, then you have to reply with the speed of light. So if you don't have the answer, you get in touch with the people, those who are responsible, get the answer, get cleared by the authorities wherever you are involved, and then reply. So this time frame has to be in hours, not in days. Then secondly, fourth is never sleep on the reply. Try to give initial statement, brief initial statement. For example, if there is a crisis and the Rotary is involved, then if the media comes to you, if you're involved in the media, your club, so if they come back to you and ask from you that what is your initial response. So, and if you don't have the answer, tell them, okay, we'll give you back, or you give this brief statement that we are working on this, we are looking at the situation, and we will give you the brief. We'll give you the briefing in a short while. Go back to the authorities, get the answer, tell the spokesperson, which is whoever is mandated for the job. There's always a media team. There's always a spokesperson, and they're the specialist in dealing with such situations. And then they come back and they draft the letter, they draft the statements, they get in touch directly with the media. So you can then become a bridge between the media and the spokesperson of your organization. Then the most important thing is release the information in a standard format. There are always a standard format, the standard fonts which are required to be released. And in the branding, you know that the brand has to be consistent, and Rotary is very particular about the branding. We will share after this talk. I will share a format of the press release here, and then we will give you whenever in the package when your graduation ceremony will be hosted. All formats will be there. And secondly, and then lastly, never engage media directly. Always refer to the appointed spokesperson. As I've already informed that please, always never engage media directly. If anything comes to you, refer it to the relevant spokesperson, because they know their job, and the Rotary is very important, and Rotary's image is being watched throughout the world by the headquarters, and we have to be very careful in responding to the media. I think here I end my talk. Yasir, can you please share your format is already there. इसको थोड़ा सा नीचे करें ताकि इसको ऊपर जो उसका है वो भी आपको so this is a template. We will share it with you. So इस format पे then you can always share your press releases to the media. So it should be, and it's for all, right from the district governor, from the district to the club, to the zone. This format is the same. Thank you very much. Yasir, please just take down this. Just roll it down, and this is the format, and this is actually the end of my talk. Now I will open. Yasir, please go withdraw kar le. Thank you. Now I will request that if somebody has a question, please raise your hands, and we'll give you the opportunity to ask the questions, and then we will go for the closing of our last and final session. So please, anybody who wants to ask the question? Any question? Floor is open for the questions. Okay, I think, G, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
G, ma'am, yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, I must congratulate you. It's been a very learning experience and a good experience. Media is always works two ways, so we have to be very careful what we do with media, and also when we put things on social media, or when we talk to media, it should be nothing but the truth. Because if we make up a story just to answer a question at the particular moment, we make a huge mistake. So we must always tell the truth, whether we are on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or talking to media. So just always keep the facts right. And if you're not sure, like Imran said, go back, look it up, and answer the question.
Very true. Very rightly pointed out, ma'am. Dr. Shaina is our DGN from District 3272. So thank you very much, ma'am, for your comments. And anybody else wants to ask any question?
Is there a way, Imran, is there a way in which we can do some short documentaries for Rotary? I have had this experience while teaching at Fatma Jinnah Women University, and there was a competition for documentary making on polio eradication. District 3272 has got those films. So if we could continue something like that in all fields, in climate, in like all the areas. So if you make like short documentaries and they are displayed, I would like to get together with you, since you have the familiarity of the real media production and all that. So probably we could do something more creative and make other people join us as well. And let's spread the little knowledge that we have to the younger people. What do you think?
Very rightly pointed out, as when you were speaking earlier on, in our public image strategy, Masuda Appa, we have in fact designed a program of, we have got in fact in place the Rotary media channel. So we have got our own media channel, which will be launched, inshallah, soon. And in that, we've also have got the concept of Rotary reporters. So every club every club or retractors need to be a Rotary reporters, and we have got the complete program in place. I've been discussing with PGD Saif and Dr. Shahina, and then with the PDG Iqbal Qureshi Saab, Chairman Rotary Media Center, and then RI Director Mohammad Faiz Kidwai Saab on this, and then this program has already been approved. The strategy has been approved in July, and we are designing the program. And I was just thinking that we will organize basically a program with you on briefly first two sessions on telling the club focal persons, our Rotary reporters, that how to report, how to deal the production, how to do the documentaries, and we'll give them examples, and then we'll make them ready for it, and then we will post all those stories on our Rotary channel. So it will be one way to communicate with the stakeholders throughout the world that what Rotary Pakistan is doing effectively as far as the social service is concerned. And as you know that we have 7 areas of focus, so we'll be doing it. And then I think in next year, starting next year, the second half of this Rotary year, we will be doing, and we'll be also having a media awards. So that so we'll be having 2 awards in early next year before the district conference. One is CSR awards and the media awards. And inshallah, we will showcase our stories in that. And thank you very much for pointing it out, and thank you very much for volunteering. And be rest assured that now you are part of our team. Thank you very much, Ms. Udaba. We will definitely get enlightened from your experience and your expertise, and then we'll keep you with us as a mentor, as an expert, because I know personally that you have wealth of experience, and this is the time that we should impart this knowledge to our Rotary youngsters. Thank you very much, Ms. Udapa. Anybody would like to ask any questions, or we should close our today's session?
It's quite late. We should close.
Okay, thank you very much, ma'am. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining us. This is, in fact, a matter of immense pleasure and a satisfaction, in fact, for me, that we have completed our 5 modules, and everybody who's registered, whether they have attended or not, they will get the package material that they can review. And then we can send them a questionnaire to fill it out because it is the process, and then they will be getting the certificate. I would like to thank the leadership of Rotary Pakistan, where we have all the district governors, PDG district governors, DGNs, DGEs, IPDGs, PGD staff. Then we have got PGD Iqbal Qureshi Saab. Then we have West Kuteri West Saab, and then in that we will also have the district chairs of public image, which we have really seen in the training session. Okay, but that's not an issue. I would personally thank and acknowledge the efforts and the support of RID, Rotary International Director, Mohammad Faiz Kidwai, because honestly speaking, without his support, without his vision, this could have not been possible. So I think we should, I'm personally indebted to him, that without his support, this could have not been possible. Sir, thank you very much. Mohammad Faiz Kidwai, Director, Rotary National, thank you very much for your support and for your vision that today we have completed this session. And inshallah, we will keep it this tradition on. And this was off-site, and we will try to do these sessions on-site as well. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much, Dr. Shahina. Thank you very much, Kaim Khani Bhai. Thank you very much, PGD Saif. Thank you very much. I've also seen Tehzeeb Bhai. Thank you very much, Kashif. And lastly, I would like to introduce you to Team ARPIC. So I've got a one-man team who is my colleague, Yasser. Yasser, can you show your face? So he's the one who's making all this happen: online sessions, Zoom meetings, templates, conducting, and he's always pushing me. And honestly speaking, he is non-Rotarian, but by now he is a Rotarian. Thank you very much, Yasser. Thank you very much. If you can show your face, please show them.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Of Rotary. So this is Yasser, a youngster, my colleague. So I think we all are thankful to him. This is Team ARPIC. So you have been receiving emails from him. You will be receiving. You've been receiving feedback forms, and he is doing all the legwork. Yasser, thank you very much. Honestly speaking, RID Director Mohammad Faiz Kidwai, and you are the ones who actually made this look good. Thank you very much, Yasser. Thank you very much, everybody, for your presence. And with this, we end the session. God bless you all. Pakistan, Zindabad.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Thank you.
Allah Hafiz.
Allah.